Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Quentin Smith. Parts of North Mississippi have been dealing with major flooding issues this week, but we're not alone. Things are also flowing down south. Sandbags are a common sight for residents living in Northeast Jackson. This is what it looks like along Riverwood Drive, just off Old Canton Road. It backs up to Hanging Moss Creek. As you can see here, the water is coming into yards. One family says the flooding issues are getting worse by the minute, but in the meantime, they're protecting their home as best as they can.
When I woke up this morning, the water was barely touching the pavement on my driveway, but now you see you can't walk out of here without getting your feet wet.
Residents say the flooding they received today has happened before, and they're hoping for a more permanent solution. Well, closer to home, about 20 roads remain underwater in Lowndes County. Lowndes County Road Manager Ronnie Burns gave the update today during a Board of Supervisors meeting. You're looking at video from the WCBI drone overlooking Wilkins Wise and Nash roads near the lock and dam. High waters have also covered roads off of Highway 373, such as Stinson Creek and Dwayne Hayes Campground. Neighborhoods in southern Lowndes County just off of Spurlock Road are also underwater. Many of the roads should be open later this weekend or on Monday. It was scary moments for a Lowndes County driver after going through floodwaters. Volunteer firefighters and deputies were called to Plum Nelly Road just after 12 this afternoon. Lowndes County deputies say an elderly woman tried driving through the high water. The current took her Toyota SUV off the road and slammed it against some trees. Thankfully, she was able to get out and walk to dry land, and she was not injured. A Columbus driver has a wet afternoon after his car lands in a ditch. The accident happened on Tough Line Road around 5 o'clock today. At this time, it's unclear what caused the car to leave the road and end up in a ditch full of water. The driver did receive medical treatment at the scene. Columbus police are investigating the crash. Tonight, the cold is a bigger problem than water for many. That's why Columbus has opened its emergency warming shelter at the Farmers Market Annex for another night. Food is also being provided, and there is no charge to stay at the shelter. The Golden Triangle Regional Homeless Coalition, along with the Loaves and Fishes Kitchen, Columbus Community Outreach Office, and the City of Columbus are all helping with the shelter.
Some good news as far as the water level in the Columbus area at the Stennis Lock and Dam. The water has dropped over a foot today, and now we are down to about 165 and dropping. The Lux Palila continues to drop as well, and now below 22 feet. The water in Columbus is surging south, and the lock and dam at Bevel, the Bevel Lock and Dam, has actually risen 1 foot today. So that bulge of water is surging south, and it's leaving Columbus and moving down towards the south. But all of our rivers in our area, including the ones we just mentioned, should be below flood stage by next Wednesday. So that's certainly good news as far as the water. It's a near-term problem. Things will improve later on. Temperatures right now are cooling down into the upper 20s and low 30s. It's a chilly night out there. It's going to be a cold night, lows down into the mid-20s. But look at all this blue sky we have in store for our Saturday as we start the weekend. Highs in the upper 50s. Your full forecast is coming up.
Well, it's a story that's captured the nation's attention this week. A 16-year-old South Carolina girl goes missing while playing in her yard. Faith Swetlick's body was found yesterday. Tonight, disturbing new details are emerging in her death. CBS's Janet Shamlin has more on the man at the center of this investigation.
People stopped to leave flowers in Faith Swetlick's neighborhood as authorities identified a neighbor linked to her death.
He was not a relative. He was not a friend. He was merely a neighbor.
Faye's body was found Thursday in a wooded area near her home.
Just moments after locating Faye Marie Swetlick, we located a deceased male.
That was Cody Scott Taylor, who lived a few hundred yards from Faye's home, where she was last seen playing outside on Monday. Police previously interviewed Taylor. He had no criminal record. Authorities stopped short of identifying him as the killer. Detectives say the break in the case came as investigators followed a garbage truck around the neighborhood.
Are you able to detail the piece of evidence that you found by going behind the trash truck?
What I will confirm is this. It was a critical piece of evidence that would have been listed on her missing persons flyer.
That flyer details the clothing Faye was wearing when last seen. A lot of broken hearts at a growing memorial here. People, most of them strangers, dropping off things like flowers and balloons, stuffed animals, just a way to express their grief. Janet Shanley, CBS News, Casey, South Carolina.
The man who shot a Columbus Cracker Barrel manager will spend 30 years in prison. Robert Beck was sentenced for the attempted murder charge today. Prosecutors dropped the possession of a weapon by a convicted felon charge from his indictment. Now, you may remember, Beck got into an argument with his girlfriend inside the restaurant in June of 2018. Co-workers stepped in to help the woman, and that's when the manager was shot multiple times. Beck and the victim both took the stand today, and prosecutors say they're happy with this outcome.
I think the judge took into consideration all the facts and all in the law, and he sentenced them based on the fact that not only did he shoot someone several times, but he did it in a public place during the middle of the day.
The victim has since recovered from his wounds. Beck's 30-year sentence starts today. Well, Pontotoc police make 6 arrests in connection with the December armed robbery and attempted murder of a convenience store clerk. Our Allie Martin talks to investigators and the victim's family and has more.
The investigation into the December 18th armed robbery and shooting at the Eastside Quick Stop led police to 6 suspects. One of the suspects, 19-year-old Jacoby O'Neill, is in the Lee County Jail, charged with murder in last month's shooting death of 17-year-old Tiara Dancer. Jartavius Penrode, Jalen O'Neill, and Peyton Bogan are all charged with armed robbery and attempted murder. Store clerk Omar Fidel was shot in the head during the robbery.
Fidel advised the responding officers that 3 masked men had entered the store and proceeded to rob him, and during this incident, he had been shot.
Police went to work, following up on leads, viewing security camera footage of the crime, and examining forensic evidence. The investigation also led police to 28-year-old Devon Davidson. She is a former employee at the Quick Stop and is charged with armed robbery. Also arrested and charged with hindering prosecution by rendering criminal assistance is 21-year-old Jerron Roberson. Chief Tudor says officers from many agencies worked the case.
Unlike crime shows on television, you can't have a crime, catch the bad guys, and give them their day in court in a couple hours. It takes hundreds of hours of work to get the job done. These people do the work every day, and I'm proud to say that they're very good at it.
The bullet that struck Omar Fidel and almost ended his life also shattered this plate glass window. In fact, the bullet hole has been taped up, but it's evident right here in the glass. Omar Fidel's dad also works here at the convenience store, and he is glad police have the 6 suspects off the street.
Night where I come in, I can't believe I'm gonna see him again. To say for the police, thank you, they get it.
Fidel is recovering from his injuries, and while he visits with co-workers, he doesn't know when or if he will be able to work again. In Pontotoc, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
Bond for Jacoby and Jalen O'Neill, along with Penrode and Bogan, is set at $500,000. Bond for Davidson is set at $250,000, while Roberson's bond was $25,000. Well, it's no secret potholes are an ongoing problem here in Columbus. Recently, we told you about a new program and new equipment the city has to remedy the ruts. But what about the holes in the parking lots? Our Bobby Martinez has more on what you need to know about the bumpy road to local businesses.
There's one right there.
It is the vehicle's worst nightmare, potholes. Shoppers at the Lee Mall Shopping Center say potholes in the area have only gotten worse as of late, and something needs to be done.
We pay good money for our vehicles and tires, you know, and shocks, and you know, we would like to, you know, have the comfort of traveling to the shopping centers, you know, as well as the road.
They're everywhere, and you see memes on the internet, you know, making fun of the potholes, but they really are a nuisance. Like this one right here. I mean, it's right in the middle of the drive right here, and I would say at least half the cars hit it.
So who do you call when you see a pothole in a shopping center? AC Bush, Public Works Director for the City of Columbus, says a lot of people assume the city is responsible, and that is who they call. But Bush says that is where the confusion begins.
Normally what we try to do, we would let the citizen know that it's a private owner responsibility of this parking lot of the shopping center that they're at.
Bush says it is not up to the city to repair the holes, but he says they try to resolve the problem as fast as they can.
We will try to get in touch with code enforcement. Code enforcement would find actually the property owner who owned that property and let the citizen know of the person who reported that pothole and try to get it resolved.
That was our Bobby Martinez reporting there. Bush says you can also report any potholes on the app SeeClickFix. Well, speaking of potholes, Keith,
Okay.
Let's not go down that lane, but
No.
who's nominated for tonight's
All
forecast?
right, let's talk about the forecast
Let's
here.
talk about
We
that.
got timber. Check this out. We got timber, as they say. Timber ready for some cold weather tomorrow. We're not chopping down logs here. We're going to have a great day, but timber is a good-looking pup. Highs in the 50s. I'm back with your full forecast next.
WCBI First Alert AccuWeather Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
We've had a pretty crummy week of weather. It's been cloudy, it's been wet, we've had flooding, we still have flooding, but it's always nice to end the work week on a positive note. At Durham's Pharmacy in Vernon today, all that blue sky, and we needed a day like this to dry things out, to at least get our attitude back in a positive direction after it's been so wet. Speaking of the wet start to this week, and really the wet start to the year, Starkville, Jackson, Birmingham, Alabama, the wettest start to any year on record. This goes January 1st through yesterday. Starkville over 20 inches of rain. Keep in mind the average yearly total of rain in Starkville is 55. So we are almost 50% of the year, and we are only midway through February. So it's going to be a wet year unless things just stop. But we do have a dry day Saturday. Look at that. And then a few showers Sunday. I think the best chance of moisture is going to be on Tuesday, and then some lingering showers for Wednesday and Thursday. So we do have some more rain in the forecast here. Bad news, but it is what it is. All right, temperatures right now in Columbus and Tupelo and Louisville, Mississippi, and Vernon, Alabama. There again at Durham's Pharmacy, mainly low 30s, but Tupelo, you're now down to 29, but a sight to behold. Clear sky across all of the deep south right now. We love that. No storms, no showers, nothing like that. 26 degrees, our forecast low for tonight. The wind is dying down, and we are rewarded with a nice and sunny day tomorrow. Mid to upper 50s north, a shot at 60 if we are lucky, with a southeast wind at about 5 to 10. We will be out in Starkville tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning through noon at Academy Sports, talking weather radios, talking severe weather, and we'll just get you all set up and in the know. And we do have more weather coming, no doubt, later on this spring. So across the region, we're doing well. 50s, 60s, low 60s in Jackson and Mobile. No threat of any active weather tomorrow. Let's take it hour by hour tomorrow afternoon. Widespread sunshine, but there will be some high clouds that will drift back in late in the day, and we will become overcast tomorrow night into Sunday morning. There will be some showers around Sunday. Amounts should be light, generally 1/10 of an inch or less, but there will be more cloud cover around, and the moisture will continue to pump our way as we get into Monday and Tuesday, so our rain chances will start to go up. It doesn't look like our next system here, Monday and Tuesday, will be as wet as what we just had. Some models suggest anywhere between 1/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches or more, so not a lot, but still a nuisance. And considering we are still in flood right now, Quentin, we just don't want to see any rain whatsoever. It will be warmer Monday and Tuesday, back up to around 70, and then we crash back down into the upper 40s with more clouds Wednesday and Thursday.
I think I speak for a lot of people, Keith, when I say I'm thankful to finally have a dry day today.
We don't know what a day like this is. It's been such a treat.
We got to take full advantage
That's
of it.
right.
We get a nice treat on Valentine's Day. It's
And you
only
can do it again tomorrow.
That's right. Thank you so much, Keith. Well, call it Red Friday. We take a look at the business end of Valentine's Day when we come back. Welcome back. The rest of the world has Black Friday, but for flower and gift shops, February 14th is the big shopping day. Our Stephanie Poole stops by a shop in Winston County to see how they prepare for those shoppers.
Beverly's Basket, may I help you?
Beverly's Baskets, Gifts, and Flower Shop in Louisville stays busy. But as Valentine's Day approaches, employees barely have time to stop and smell the roses.
We've run out of just about everything. It's been a busy year. It's just really been awesome.
Beverly Ray says people are trying to get their hands on last-minute gifts, and there's a clear favorite.
Roses. Roses, red, and you got red, white, just different assortments of roses.
Miles McDonald is one of those shoppers looking for the perfect gift.
Because it's Valentine's Day, you know, so most men get their ladies or wives or whatever something for Valentine's Day. It's just a day set aside for them, I guess. So I try to do the same to contribute, you know. I don't know what I'm going to get at this time, but I just came in and look around and see what I can get a hold to.
Employee Ty Harden says almost every rose has been sold, and it's taken a lot of preparation for the big day.
You would think people come in the day before and the weeks ahead to plan it, but some of us come at the last minute, and it really hard on us because we got so much to do, and it's all together at one time.
We worked from 6 in the morning till 8 and 10 at night for the last 3 days. Well, actually, Dawn stayed till 3:30 this morning, and then we got back here again at 6. And it's just super busy, and the phone's ringing, and people are coming in, and you're trying to, you know, help everybody, but you hate for them to have to wait. But everyone's been super nice.
Although Valentine's Day can be hectic, the team is happy to put smiles on their customers' faces.
It feels good that people come in and they're happy to spend, no matter how much it is, spend the money on the roses and flowers, and when they leave, they're satisfied with what we do.
And it's not just Valentine's Day. Carnival season has kicked off in Mobile and New Orleans and even Mayhew. Take a look at this. Students with the Golden Triangle Early College High School got caught up in the Mardi Gras spirit. This morning, a parade made its way through EMCC's Golden Triangle campus. Students, faculty, and staff dressed up in costumes to throw out beads and candy to the crowd. Now, there was an academic side to the celebration. Mardi Gras and its origins were part of a class assignment for the GTech students. From Duty Noble in Starkville to Swayze Field in Oxford, opening day did not disappoint. We'll have all the action coming your way next in sports.
CBI Sports with Courtney Robb.
Opening day came to Oxford this afternoon as 23rd ranked Ole Miss started off with a challenge, playing host to 2nd ranked Louisville. It may have been chilly outside. However, it was the Rebels' bats staying too cold in order for Ole Miss to start off with win number 1. Let's get over to Swayze Field. The Cardinals putting in work, getting in some pregame push-ups before taking on Mike Bianco and company. First inning, 2 out and 2 on. Pitcher Doug Nikhazy with the strikeout to get out of a jam. Bottom of the first, Reed Detmers pitching for the Cards. Shortstop Anthony Servideo doubles to left center. He gets left stranded, and no score on the board just yet. Bottom of the 5th, no out, still no score. DH Ben Van Cleve doubles down the right field line. And that would finally lead to some runs. The Rebels get on the board, 2 outs. Runner on 3rd, Servideo coming in clutch. Base hit into center, scores pinch runner John Rice Plumlee, and the Rebels up 1-0. Top of the 6th, runners at 2nd and 3rd. 1 out, left fielder Zach Britton with the base knock to left center. Scores 2 runners, and the Cards now back in the lead, leading 2-1. Next batter, catcher Henry Davis doubling down the left field line. Britton coming in to score for the Cards, and Louisville up 3-1 in what seems like a blink of an eye. Rebs bring in pitcher Taylor Broadway, now 2 outs, but shortstop Justin Levy hits a ground RBI double to right, and the Cards end up the inning 4-1. Ole Miss unable to rally back. The Rebels lose the season opener by a final of 7-2. Here's Ole Miss head coach Mike Bianco and company after game 1.
The difference in the game is, you know, regardless of the score, they just played better than us. You know, when they needed to make pitches, they made them. When they needed to make plays, they made them. When they needed to have really good at-bats, they did, and that's why they're so good. Tonight, we didn't really do that. We had a couple, you know, nice at-bats by Bench and Servideo with guys on, but beyond that, you know, we wasted too many opportunities.
We talk a lot about bounce-back runs, guys coming out. We score some runs, we got to put up a 0 after that, and, you know, they smell a little bit of, like, blood in the water, and they put together some really good at-bats, so credit to their offense.
Coming back out tomorrow, you know, tomorrow's a new day. Just got to keep, you know, with the aggressiveness and everything, and just play our game and come out tomorrow ready to go.
Mississippi State back on the diamond at the Dude as well this afternoon, hosting Wright State for opening weekend. Second inning, Dogs on the board first. Landon Jordan, the DH, connecting one to left. First baseman Josh Hatcher scores. MSU up 2-0. Third inning, Rangers strike back quickly off State pitcher JT Ginn. Third baseman Tyler Black with the RBI triple. Wright State tying up the ball game. The Rangers not done just yet. JT Ginn's day done. Carlisle Kessler in. First baseman Zane Harris with the bases clearing double. Wright State going up 5-2 on the home team on opening day. However, not for much longer. The bag's loaded for center fielder Rowdy Jordan. The new leadoff man delivering a 2 RBI single for the junior. It's a tie ball game in the 6th. And just a few batters later, 2 to be exact, enters second baseman Justin Foscue. A 2 RBI double. MSU ends up putting up a 6th spot in the 6th inning. And no Valentine's Day treat is as sweet as an opening day victory. State starts the season off 1-0 after securing the 9-6 victory. Here's more from the team after the game.
Those guys have been hitting for the last couple weeks, so it was when you're putting a lineup together, and I even walked to LJ earlier and told him, I said, hey, man, you're in the 9-hole, but you're probably not a 9-hole. So any runs from that part, when you put it together, Rowdy's day and those last 3 guys, they had a pretty good day.
I told him I don't care. I said, just let me hit. But, yeah, I mean, in the 9-hole, you always get good pitches to hit, and I took advantage of it today.
For us, it wasn't anything surprising. You know, we knew those guys can hit, and, you know, they're going to hit well all year. So, you know, we expected that, for them to play well.
So, Quentin, good start for MSU head coach Chris Lemonis getting that first win. The road to Omaha starts today.
We got opening day on Valentine's Day. See, Rob, you got to love it.
You do. We love it.
But we didn't love that weather today.
No.
Unfortunately.
No.
All right. Thank you so much, Courtney. We'll have a last look at your forecast when we come back. She's a leader in the newsroom and in the community. Today, our very own Andrea Self is recognized as an agent of change. The African American Leadership Caucus in Lowndes County hosted today's event. Laverne Green Leach was the guest speaker. She was one of the first African American women admitted to Mississippi University for Women. This year, the caucus honored African American women who've made an impact in their community.
Otherwise, mostly sunny tomorrow, more cloud Sunday, a chance for a few showers, but most of the weekend will be on the drier side before next week.
So we'll get to enjoy a few dry days before this rain
Another good one
comes back.
tomorrow.
All right, thank you so much, Keith, and thank you for tuning in with us. We hope you have a good night.